Hello and welcome to 2024. My name is Fifi Rabs and I've noticed that there are so many videos coming out on YouTube right now about how to smash your goals and how to reach that girl status in 2024, and no one is talking about how someone with ADHD is actually meant to reach that goal, because the expanse of time that is an entire year is so scary to someone with ADHD, someone who procrastinates, somebody who deals with time blindness, and I don't want that to stop any of us this year. Actually, I want us to learn how to work with our ADHD instead of against it. This is just the first step in reaching your potential this year. So let's get on with the rest of the video and talk about how we're going to become our best selves with our ADHD in 2024. Quickly, before we get on with the video, I just wanted to say that this year I want to build a community of like-minded people with ADHD who want to be CEOs, get that girl or that person lifestyle, and need the advice tailored to their specific needs. So if you have any questions, please leave it down in the comments, because I wish I had this advice when I was first diagnosed, and I want to get this advice out there to everyone who needs it. Anyway, let's get on with the video. First thing, we are talking about consistency. We're going to be visualizing our routines this year. You can use a whiteboard, a planner, an app that sends you notifications, anything that keeps you physically tethered to your goal, something that's going to keep you on track, and also a visual reminder of what your schedule is for the day. You can break down your routine into these manageable chunks, and you can make sure that you have time for self-care and for exercise, because us ADHD folk need it for the dopamine production. We can't really do it without it. And also, if you're on meds, your meds will not work nearly as well without exercise. I personally use two different planners. It's a little bit over the top, but it works for me. I use the physical productivity method planner and the online Notion one, because I got it on sale and I work a 9 to 5. I don't always have the energy in the morning to be filling out a physical planner. It just doesn't work for me nearly as well. So having that computer copy means I can fill it out at work and I can understand what each hour of my day is going to be used for, especially after I get out of work, and what I'm going to do on my break to be productive. The really good thing about the Notion planner as well is that I can see how many more of my goals I need to complete in order to get to the end of a project, or what needs to get done in a week or a day, and it will always be updated every single day with what tasks I haven't completed to get to an end of the project. And this isn't an ad for the productivity method, it's just my Bible. It's just my Bible. I couldn't do anything without this book. It's me in book form. And having it all laid out in front of me, it gives me a really good reference point for what every single hour of my day can be used for. It also means that if I procrastinate through something that is very time sensitive, something that needed to happen, and I just felt the pressure and I decided not to do it, to watch something else instead of, say, filming a video, I can put off whatever was meant to be happening in the afternoon that was less time sensitive until tomorrow and make sure that it gets done, because I've got it laid out in front of me. I don't just catastrophize the day away because hours feel like minutes and minutes feel like weeks. You know what I'm talking about, time blind people. And another way to be consistent is to incorporate enjoyable things into the tasks you don't want to do. Like, if you're an ADHD person who struggles to shower, and I know it's really difficult for some people, then if you like skincare, you can make that into a pampering routine. You can try out new products, things that make you excited, things that up your dopamine production, so that you can get on and do the things that keep you alive, essentially. Same goes with exercise. If you like to dance, sign up for a dance class, sign up to the gym, do Zumba or something, because that is going to help you so much with staying consistent in what you need to be doing. And yeah, I also really dislike exercise, and I can't have a reward at the end. A lot of people say, put on a TV show at the end, reward yourself with whatever it is you like to reward yourself with. And I don't have the willpower for that. I will just go straight to the reward. I won't do the thing I need to do. But if I have it incorporated, like there's this girl who said that doing exercise is like a bubble bath for your brain on my For You page, and I don't know her name, but she's a genius, because now every time I exercise, I feel like I'm doing something really good and active. I'm multitasking. It's like I'm Superwoman for literally just doing something very, very basic. My last point about consistency is celebrating your small wins. If you completed a workout, if you stuck to your routine all day, that can be really difficult, and you need to be able to celebrate that for yourself, because if there's shame attached to your consistency, it's going to be really hard to keep on rolling that boulder up that hill, because you're just rolling it back down again every single time you stop yourself, and you lose that momentum that is so important to ADHD people. Positive reinforcement is so integral to consistency when you have ADHD. You have to be flexible with yourself and you have to have empathy for yourself, because not everything's as easy as it looks, and the things that you can do really do deserve recognition. My second point is about achieving your long-term goals when you have time blindness, because I don't know about you, but I just forget the goals that I've set out, especially when it comes to things like New Year's resolutions. I will just forget that I set that goal for myself entirely. So you're going to have to get a little bit creative with me here, because it's how my brain works too, but you can use a different analogy if that works for you. But I like to break everything down into quests, and I've been sent on this quest by a side character. And in my case, the side character is past Sophie, who made me do it by writing it down in this book. And I set myself periodic check-ins. So if I have a deadline on a task, if a video needs to come out on a specific day, then I have check-ins with myself maybe 3 times a week to make sure that I'm doing okay and that this video still interests me and it's still a thing that I want to be doing. Without these check-ins, it is really hard to stay consistent with yourself. I mean, just look at my upload schedule, it's a mess. But I've been able to batch content really, really well since I've implemented this, and I am ready, to start smashing my goals, to start doing things that make me proud, because I've been able to check in with myself and also make my side character, past Sophie, proud as well. So the last part of this video, my favourite part, is reaching your financial goals. I know that sounds really, really boring, but it's become so interesting to me. So we're going to talk about my budget, and it works for me. It is a fail-safe for when I don't care and I just want to spend to feel something, because emotional spending is such a big issue with ADHD people. So you are going to need something in order to follow along with this bit of the video. So once you finish the video, set yourself a reminder to come back and to watch this bit of the budget after you have opened yourself a long-term savings account, an ISA specifically, with a good interest rate. It needs to be fixed term so that you have a fixed end date, and we're going to talk more about that in a second. We need to be writing this down essentially, and I'm going to be popping everything up on the screen that I'm writing down here. So I take my total pay, and this isn't actually what I'm paid, but I just wanted to make it very easily quantifiable for you in case you wanted to use the same ratios as I do. And first, I list the things that I am obligated to pay. This will be things that go into my savings account, first of all, because you do have to pay yourself first in order to accumulate wealth. But this can also be credit card payments, split payments, concert tickets, anything that you just haven't paid off yet. These are the things that you need to include. And the reason why paying yourself first is the most important step is because you need that money for your future self. So feel free to structure your budget like mine. It's just how I find it the easiest to visualize what money I have. And I have a minimum amount that I need to put into my ISA every single month, and it's not for any specific purpose, but the higher that amount is in my bank account, the more excited I am for that end date, for that cutoff point when I know I'm going to be rewarded for everything, and I am getting those dopamine hits every time I click transfer into my ISA, because I know that even though I've put a certain amount in there, I'm going to get even more back because of my interest rate. You can factor in anything else you want, but I personally find it really complicated to factor in something like shopping, birthday presents, eating out, any kind of budget like that, because it's not tangible. It's not a thing that I can calculate in my head while I'm going. I need to have a budget and be like, this is your spending money, and treat myself like a toddler, because, I need to have an allowance for myself. I simply cannot trust myself to only spend £50 on a certain thing when I have £150 in my bank account. That's just how it works. And I really don't believe in penny pinching, because a massive part of building wealth is being able to act like you have money. But on the flip side of that, a massive part of having ADHD is emotional spending and acting like you have money until you have none. This budget is going to allow you to spend the money that you actually have, that you have allotted to yourself in the future, when you have less self-control, and actually have money put away somewhere, locked away, that's accruing interest and building you wealth while you're not even aware of it. Finally, because I get paid monthly, I take about £200 off of my paycheck and I put that away into a short-term savings account, and I take whatever's left over there and I divide that by 4, and then I set myself up 4 equal payments that will come into my account every Monday until I get paid again. This means that me, who has no self-control, has a weekly allowance, and I can't go over that because my short-term memory is so bad I've completely forgotten that there is a short-term savings account just sat there with a bunch of money in it, and it is there if I need the extra money, if there's a week where my allowance just isn't going to cut it. And hopefully that means that us ADHD girlies are going to be in our bag this year, because trust me, it has helped me with my money confidence so much to have a budget like this that I can refer to and go back to every month when I get paid. So thank you so much for ringing in this new year with me. I just think that self-help is so inaccessible to the neurodivergent community, and I want to be here to give advice that is tailored to your brain so that you can learn to love your brain and learn to work with it so that we can actually do really, really well this year instead of feeling shame about things that we feel like are out of our control and the neurotypical people just don't give us the right advice that will work with us. I cannot wait for us to develop that new mindset together and go into 2024 feeling confident. So thank you so much for watching. Again, please like and subscribe, join the family, and we can talk about ADHD together every single week in a loving way instead of a shameful way. And I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate yourself too. And I'll see you wherever I end up next. Happy New Year.
For the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can us lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody's